Very excited to talk about the Boston Ujima Project. The Boston Ujima Project is really our strategy in Boston to bring together the various stakeholders in our community who have shared values and goals but aren't necessarily talking to each other. We have amazing community-based grassroots organizations that have been fighting for justice for generations. We have labor unions that represent working class people in our city. And these organizations are great at being able to fight against injustice. But we haven't necessarily been that strategic and successful in bringing together the small business community that are often representing the kinds of businesses that we would actually want to support, that represent the values and are actually owned by the people in our own neighborhoods. And although there's a shared interest, our two sectors aren't necessarily talking together. We really see the importance of really driving a multi-stakeholder strategy that really recognizes the roles of each person. So in the Boston Ujima Project, we have grassroots community organizations, we have labor unions, we also have small businesses and cooperatives, we have investors and local impact investors and also funders, as well as people who actually assist businesses in developing. So as we bring people together, we're really asking the question, what would it look like for all these different stakeholders in the community, not only to be able to work together, but to really democratically govern the direction of a local economy? We believe that there's a role for everyone, and that so many of our people have been left out of the dominant economy, but we have so much to contribute. This means both in terms of being an investor, and so one of our core strategies is building a community capital fund that allows for everyday people, members of grassroots organizations and labor unions, for example, people who are not accredited investors, to be able to take a small portion of their own savings and put it into a community fund. Then we're also working with impact investors, local foundations, and high net worth individuals who see the value of working within a community infrastructure who are interested in investing larger amounts of capital. And so our goal is really to build a capital fund that allows for everybody to participate and provides returns and provides appropriate risk for the position of the investor. After we get everyone to put their money together, though, we really want to take it one step further. And for us, that means actually democratizing the decision-making for where to invest that capital. We already have crowdsourcing where people are allowed to put their own money into different businesses, but really in crowdsourcing, the more money you have, the more influence you have. In the Ujima Project, the idea is that all people have an equal say in directing where our collective capital goes. And this allows us to demonstrate what it could look like to live in a society that values people and planet over profit. The basic idea is that community members can ask themselves, what are the needs in our own neighborhoods? What are the businesses that we love, that we want to support? What are the businesses that we're missing, that I have to go to Walmart to shop at? And what are the businesses that are extracting from our community that we want to replace, like check cashing? So the idea is that we will create a space for community members to really engage in the questions of what their own needs are, and then have a capital fund in which the community actually governs and decides where that capital go. And this is a way for us to show how capital could actually serve to meet community needs, to serve the environment, as opposed to simply making individuals more wealthy.